A tension many teachers live with is that lesson planning is overwhelming. But when AI speeds it up, the lesson often feels thinner once students are actually doing the work. What usually happens is not that the plan is wrong, it is that the intellectual weight has been quietly removed. AI planning tools tend to default to coverage, clarity, and efficiency, which sounds helpful, but those outputs really protect cognitive demand. Tasks become more procedural, examples become safer and more generic, and questions aim for recall instead of decision making. Students, they still comply, but fewer students are required to reason, justify, or struggle productively. That creates an instructional risk because rigor does not disappear loudly. It erodes while the lesson still looks organized on paper. The move is not to stop using AI for planning, it is to decide in advance which part of the lesson design is non negotiable professional judgment. So before you open the tool, name the thinking that students must do that cannot be automated. That might be comparing strategies, evaluating evidence, explaining why an approach fails, or identifying misconceptions. Once that is clear, AI can be used to reduce load around structure, pacing, and materials, and not around cognition. A responsible way to do this is to ask AI for a lesson frame that preserves space for student reasoning without generating the actual task or questions. So, for example, you might ask it to prompt it to outline a sequence that includes time for comparison, error analysis, and discussion while you design the core intellectual work yourself. The trade off is that you still have to do the hard part of planning, which can feel frustrating when you're tired. But that is also the part that makes you a professional. When teachers outsource thinking design, students feel it immediately. When teachers protect thinking design and let AI handle organization, planning time shrinks without hollowing learning. The lesson remains rigorous, students remain cognitively visible, and AI stays in a support role rather than quietly reshaping instruction.